we are going to jump into our second main topic today. And our second main topic today is this. Lucas, I know you still haven't had a chance to check out the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix, but this thing is really great, man. Me and my wife watched this in a day and a half, maybe 2 days, 3 days tops. We were absolutely in love with it. We were enthralled, and we just could not keep it off of our screen until we were finished with it. Obviously, we weren't the only ones, because we have this article coming to us from Screen Rant that says Dahmer becomes the third show to hit a massive Netflix milestone. And I want to read a little bit about this because this is kind of a little bit shocking to me. Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, has just become the third show in Netflix history to hit a significant milestone. Based on the true story of the cannibalistic serial killer, the popular television series dramatizes the horrific details surrounding Jeffrey Dahmer, Evan Peters' murder spree. Throughout his life, he targeted young men and was discovered to have killed and dismembered 17 young men between 1978 and his arrest in 1991. But per Deadline, Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story has now crossed a Netflix milestone, joining only 2 other of Netflix's popular shows. The true crime show reached 1 billion hours viewed within its first 60 days on Netflix, a feat achieved previously by the Korean psychological thriller Squid Games and the 4th season of the science fiction horror show Stranger Things. This makes Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan's serial killer drama one of the most popular shows on Netflix. However, Squid Game remains with the top spot with over 1.65 billion hours viewed. This is amazing. So think about this. What this means is that this series was viewed as much as Stranger Things, which we talked about last week.
It was Stranger Things 4, right?
Season 4.
Which was the biggest one, yeah, for sure.
Which is their premier content, right? So it outdoes Stranger Things, and then it does, or not outdoes, but it hits the same milestone that Stranger Things does, and then it hits the same milestone that Squid Game hits. I mean, there's only 3 things in Netflix history that has hit 1 billion hours viewed, right? And this is now one of them. And I got to be honest with you, that's cool, and I love this. This is intriguing for me when they had there's a little one of the episodes starts and it's a completely different place, different area. You're like, what's going on? And then just from the house layout itself, I knew, because I'm so into, serial killers and shit like that. I knew immediately, oh, this is John Wayne Gacy's house. And sure enough, it was. And there's this, 3-minute scene of John Wayne Gacy. And I pause it and I look over at my wife and I go, you know what that means, right? And she goes, no. Yeah. And I go, that means we're getting ready to...
Gacy,
the monster. Right, the Gacy the John Gacy, right? Come on. Gacy, give me the Gacy files, man. Yeah, and like I told her...
That would be awesome.
I'd be down for all of that. Give me a Bundy. And then we'll get an Avengers. They'll all get together and they're killing...
No, it's going to make up for their Defenders series that they lost,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Right.
They're going to get the dating game killer.
Right.
Like, what's the one that Charlize Theron played? The chick one. You know what I'm talking about? She in The Monster. Oh, great. I can't remember. It's
I can't
Patty
remember.
Something. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. They'll get her too.
Yeah, it's this is hilarious. But yeah, honestly, it excites me for that, right? Because that means that moving forward, we may get that Gacy series. We know they signed, 3 more seasons. Netflix signed after the success of this. You can see here, I have brought up. See, they have that little scene of Gacy, a little picture of it here brought up, and yeah, that's what the theory is that's going around season 2. There's also some theories that maybe they will go the Ed Gein route, which is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of guy, or Psycho kind of guy. And again, any of that and all that interests me. But honestly, again, I can't express to you enough how astonishing this is. Good for you guys. I'm glad this is happening. As you and I know, Lucas, this show in particular has received a lot of hate from people out there, including, victims or people that deal with trauma or that revolve around things like this. But at the end of the day, this was a story that happened. I say it all the time. Life is art. You can't keep life out of art because they are the same thing.
Right.
And the story had to be told in the way that they told it, made it unique and special, and gave us
told a message,
a new way, a new perspective to see it. So,
right.
Lucas, you're hearing this. Give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's great. I mean, the controversy surrounding it, like, to me, in a lot of ways, is kind of like what we were talking about with Black Panther, right? About people dealing with trauma and being upset about, trauma and stuff like that. And, like, if it's, look, it is sensitive, and I recognize that. And if you are a family member of the victim and you haven't come to terms with it, or you just don't want to relive it or whatever, that's fine. I get that. But I think that these stories are important to be told, especially with the way that it looks like that they're telling it. And so I'm happy that it's doing great. Like, it looks great. Love Evan Peters. Love Ryan Murphy, that weirdo. And, yeah, man, it does not surprise me either, to say the least, that it has made this.
Yeah, man, you really got to check it out. And I know you love Evan Peters as much.
I do, too. And honestly, I'm very much into, I'm very fascinated by serial killers as well, too. Like, I've even seen the Jeffrey Dahmer one with old Hawkeye. Back in 2003.
That's great with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
So I seen that when it came out. I was like 10 or some shit.
Yeah, that's
my mom and dad set me down. I was like, "You got to check this out, kid." They're like, "Yeah, this is what you want to avoid in life." I'm like, "Thanks."
Well, right, and that's kind of the point, right?
And then also, right there, that was the seed that was sown. Honestly,
for sure,
for me to dislike Hawkeye. for sure.
I'm done with you.
But yeah, you really got to check it out, man. Also, again, I know you love Evan Peters as much as I do.
I
the rest of us, but he's really good in this, man. Like, I was telling Trevor, that I think that Evan Peters, what I've seen him in the past, he's a solid actor. But, man, I've never seen him give a performance. Not like this. This is a true, like, damn, okay. I really didn't know he had those kind of chops. Trevor says he knew, and that's cool. Maybe you did. I'm sure Trevor's seen a bunch of random shit with Evan Peters in it. But outside of X-Men and WandaVision, I haven't really seen him.
Did you watch American Horror Story ever? Well,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So I just haven't seen him in a lot of stuff, guys. So yeah, I had no way of really knowing, but I enjoyed this series a lot, and I think you should give it a chance when you get a shot.
Man, I will. I actually just went over the other day when my mom was in town. I went over to the Airbnb to see her, and her and Trevor were watching, and I sat and watched, like, they were on the second episode. I sat and watched, like, the rest of it with them, and man, yeah, it got chills, like, the entire time. I do just need to sit down and watch it. Never enough time, though.
Yeah, I knew I was actually there at your mom's Airbnb. No, I'm joking. Okay, we're moving on. But yeah, guys, what are you guys' thoughts on the Jeffrey Dahmer series, Crossing a Billion? Only 3 to do it. It's in the same now breath or sentence as Stranger Things and Squid Games, which were like are 2 things that you gotta like have to watch if you want to be able to talk to your friends, Right. So very interesting. Let us know your thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below.